Hello everybody, welcome to Sports Source, your number one source of sports. And today we're going on NBA 2K20 Rant because the game just dropped and it is not looking very good. There's lots of problems, and today I'm going to be running some of it down. Lots of people are already vocalizing their problems with the game, and I have my own problems with the game. I have a long list. I'm not going to get through everything that I want to talk about because there's probably some stuff I'm missing, so if there's anything I'm missing, then let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, this is not a promising start to 2K, and I hope it improves. But we're just going to be talking about some of the things wrong with the game so far, only 3 days into launch. But before we do that, smash that like button and subscribe for more NBA news and discussions. Without further ado, let's begin the video. So like I previously said, 2K just launched and is not looking very promising. Now I got the game opening day, obviously, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing 2K since 2K16, and you know, it's been good. You know, I really like 16, really like 17. 18 wasn't really great, but I didn't really play a lot of 18, so I didn't have that much of a problem with it. Because, you know, that's when Fortnite just came out and I was on that Fortnite grind. I didn't really play 2K18 that much because Fortnite just came out and that's what I was playing. 2K19 I was really happy with, and 2K20 is just not the game that I really like. It's just, I know that's too early to determine if it's a good 2K or not, but there's just lots of problems that I have and that most people have, and they've already been talking to 2K and they've been trying to let them to listen to them, but it's not really working. But I'm hoping that some of you guys can just, you know, take this and see, you know, if you could agree with me, disagree with me, whatever. I just want to know that these are the problems, and this is why the game is not at a great state right now. And one of them is Ronnie2K lying to us. Now, we know that Ronnie2K, he's lied in the past. Most notably at 2K17, he lied and said that there was going to be Yeezys and that the park was going to be underwater, and that just wasn't the case. He lied about that stuff, and obviously, Ronnie2K doesn't have that much power. I mean, he is the head guy for 2K. He's the marketing guy. I think that's what you would call him for his job. He markets the game. He's the face of the game. But honestly, I really don't feel like 2K or Ronnie cares about 2K that much. And here's why. I feel like he just tries to do it for the clout and trying to clout chase, because if you see his social media, he's always bragging about how he's meeting with these NBA players and how he's talking to these NBA players and he's hanging out with these NBA players and other celebrities too that are a fan of the NBA 2K franchise, but they're just casual. The celebrities, they don't actually hardcore play the game. They just casually, because it's 2K, you know? But Ronnie2K, you know, he's the marketing guy, but he's been lying a lot, like I said before. And I feel like I don't really know how in touch he is with the actual 2K product, because he's lied about a bunch of stuff that just weren't true, and maybe there was a miscommunication between him and the developers. By the way, 2K needs to hire more developers so that these problems wouldn't happen. Now, if we talk about Ronnie, new park. He lied and said that there was going to be a new park. Right when the neighborhood trailer dropped, everyone was complaining, oh, it's the exact same park. But here's a clip of what Ronnie had to say.
People jump to conclusions on what they saw in terms of the neighborhood in this trailer. That's not the neighborhood, but you guys can think whatever you want.
So yeah, in that clip, he basically straight up lied and said that, oh, don't believe everything you see. That's not going to be the park. But we all know it is the park. So what's Ronnie saying? Is he straight up lying? Did he not know that they weren't changing the park? I just want to know what happened there, because you see like phone scams all the time. This was literally, I feel like some people feel like they got completely scammed and that they bought a product that they didn't want to, because 2K deceives everything. They give the littlest amount of information so that it's just a big mystery when the game drops. No one knows what it's going to be like, which is kind of, I mean, if you look at any other actual video game, they don't do that. They don't just keep the consumer in the dark about everything, but that's what 2K does, and that might be why they make a lot of money, because if people knew what the game was actually going to be like opening day, then maybe they would have not bought it. But anyways, I'm still going to be playing it. I hope that could come out. But again, Ronnie's lied a lot, and here's some more lies that he had.
Remember, guys, that Cash and I talked about this earlier. You can respec all your builds. So like, if you don't want to build 17 my players, you don't have to. You can respec them. So that'll save you VC right there.
So yeah, he lied that, you know, if you make a build and you want to make a new build, he said that you don't have to buy VC and make another build, but as we know, that's not the case. You have to get a new build. You can't just edit your current build and change its position and attributes and all that, and, you know, your VC is fine. No, you literally have to buy VC to make another build. You have to make another build, and it's just, you know, he lied about that too. And you can't really, you have a reputation. You need to build your reputation, because you are the head of a billion-dollar company, or in terms of this game, you're the head of the game, And you can't be lying to your consumers, your quote-unquote fans of your franchise. You know, you just can't be doing that. That's not very honest. And yeah, so I'm done talking about Ronnie. I'm very mad about him. I've stayed pretty light on him. I could be, you know, saying a lot worse things about Ronnie, but we're gonna move on to some stuff that they said at the demo, some more stuff that they lied about. Now, when the demo came out, small forwards were not looking that good. They were looking almost unplayable, and you know, we're gonna be talking about this problem a little bit more, but yeah, the small forwards, they were not good. If you made your small forward past 6'7", the attributes were just not good. You couldn't make that KD build that most people wanted to. You couldn't make a small forward, power forward that's tall and can shoot, or else the shooting and stuff all goes down. So if you're a small forward or power forward, if you're a small forward, you gotta be 6'7", and if you're a power forward, you have to be like 6'9". So that position, those two positions are mostly ruined, and 2K said they were gonna fix them, but guess what? They didn't. Also during the demo, when the demo came out, they said they were going to add new pie charts because there was a lot of pie charts that felt like you were still limited as a player, you know, so there was going to be either custom pie charts, which I don't really care if there's custom pie charts because that's a little bit too extreme. Maybe they'll implement that, but just add more pie charts because this is the same archetype system as last year, but with a fresh coat of paint over it. The builds are still the same. You still have an archetype, but you can just do a little bit more. You're just a more well-rounded player like me. This year, I'm basically a pure post scorer from last year, except now I'm a little bit more athletic and I'm a little bit better defensively. If you look at play sharps too, they're better, you know, shooting the mid-range and, you know, shot creating, and, you know, it's just a more rounded player. So they lied about that. But another big question is, what was the demo for? The demo was to fix this stuff. The demo was used to see what was wrong, and we did see what was wrong. It was the small forwards, it was the pie charts, it was the blow-bys, it was those, you know, Euro steps, it was the quick first step badge at Hall of Fame, it was unstoppable. So, did they fix any of this? Not really. The game is still the same. So what were they doing between that time the demo dropped and the time that the game actually worked? Because they dropped the demo so late, and I said this right when they dropped the demo too. They dropped the demo so late that there's no time to fix anything. You have all these major changes with your game. Like, even, let's say the game was completely unplayable and there was way more problems than there already were. What are you going to do in that 2-week time? You're not going to fix everything. Do it at the start of August, build up the hype, get more information in, and just do it like that. Also, Community Day is a joke because half of the people that go to Community Day aren't even 2K players. They're just quote-unquote 2K players like Jesser the Laser, Jidel, you know, well, I don't know if Jidel did have an invitation, but he didn't go. You know, Cash Nasty, those guys don't play 2K. They used to play a lot more 2K, but they're casual 2K players. They play 2K at the start of the year, they have their little MyTeam series, and then they die off in 2 months. They need to get real actual 2K players, like, you know, the 2K, what's it called, the E-League. Gotta get the E-League players out there. You gotta get the actual players out there, not just these casuals that can brand your game better. You gotta get the real people who know what they're talking about, who know how to actually further your product further. So now that I went on that little rant, we're gonna be talking about MyLeague. Now this can be a little bit of a shorter rant, but MyLeague, they put so much disrespect to MyLeague this year. They didn't change nothing. I played some MyLeague, they didn't change anything. You could go through the whole mode, nothing. They did a little bit of changes to make you think, oh, that's new, but no new features. They basically did nothing. They put MyLeague under the rug like they always do. It's always the last thing they worry about because they don't care about the MyLeague community, because that's not what sells them the game. What sells them the game is the MyCareer, MyTeam, and the Park. No one really buys the game just for MyLeague. Well, some people do, which is sad how they just get, you know, they just hate so much on them. Like, they don't do anything for that MyLeague community. They don't appreciate it. None of them were at Community Day. You know, they just really, really disrespected. And on top of all that, this year, they literally just they made it look different to make you think, oh, this is MyLeague. Oh, it looks so brand new. But really, they just changed the menus. And now that we're on the topic of the menus and stuff like that, they slowed down the sim speed. If you go to past 2Ks, literally the sim speed is so fast. If you go to 2K, you know, I used to play 2K16 a lot, the MyLeague, you know, that was faster. If you go to 2K19, it was slowed down from previous years. That was the slowest, you know, sim engine we've had yet, but now it's super slow. And, you know, I wanted to do videos where it's like, you know, MyLeague and rebuilds and you sim in the future, but there's no point in doing my leagues and rebuilds this year if it's the exact same? You're basically... The biggest thing they changed about My League is the roster, which I know that the roster's changed a lot, but come on, you have to do something to the My League mode. There's plenty of stuff you can change, or even, you know, improve on. You don't have to add anything, just improve the stuff like the sim engine and stuff like that. There's so many things wrong with My League that they just don't, you know, they just ignore it. They don't acknowledge it, and they just don't really care about My League at the end of the day, which is sad to the players who actually play My League and who buy 2K just to play My League. So now we're going to be talking about another game mode, MyTeam. Now, I would say that this and MyCareer is probably the most popular modes, but there's also, you know, this year they've put in some steps in the right direction, and what I mean by that is the player lock. Now, the player lock. Last year's, the biggest problem with MyTeam was putting Giannis, Ben Simmons, LeBron at point guard. And then you can actually, like, real point guards were unusable. It was just the biggest lineups, and it was just straight, you know, lineup cheese. But now they add the system where, you know, there's the player lock. So you have players that can't play opposition. You can't play Giannis at point guard because he is listed as a small forward, power forward. You can't play Dwayne Wade at power forward, which I don't know why you would, but because he's locked in as shooting guard. And, you know, it's good to an extent. There's some players where, you know, they literally are a point guard, like Doncic literally is a shooting guard, point guard, small forward. He can play all those positions just fine, but he's locked in as small forward, shooting guard, which I get why they do that. Same with Ben Simmons. He's listed as a small forward, power forward. He obviously is a point guard. He's always been a point guard, but if you put him at point guard, and 2K put him at point guard, you know, they locked him at point guard, then everyone would just be using Ben Simmons and it would be too cheesy. So I get why you have to do that. But now people always find a way to get things, work around 2K's, you know, fixes. Now they have found a player lock glitch, which is the biggest problem. Hopefully they patch this extremely soon. I'm not a MyTeam player, but this player lock glitch, they have to fix it. Literally their big thing is, oh, you can't play players out of position. But if they don't fix this bug, which they probably will, but for right now, it's hella annoying. Now, I don't play MyTeam that much just because, you know, it's still pay to win at the end of the day. And I know that they've been trying to stray away from that, but let's all face it, MyTeam is a pay to win mode. You pay for your players. You pay for better players, better odds at getting better players. Now, one thing that they have added is those challenges, upgrading. You know, they've tried to add more to the grind, and every year they've been trying to add more to that grind. But as long as there's still those transactions and there's still people who, you know, there's not a big enough skill gap. I am constantly, every 2K, I play against people that are clearly worse in skill gap than me. And, you know, their team is just better and it's literally pay to win. They try to make the grind more they try to make it so that the grind, you know, is actually worth it. But at the end of the day, it's still not enough because as long as there's that pay to win at the top, you know, it's not going to matter how much you grind because at the end of the day, it's how much you pay. And, you know, the grind isn't satisfying enough. They just need to balance it out more. I don't know. The execution on MyTeam, in my opinion, is just so bad, and that's why I don't play that mode. You know, I was really excited because I thought if they fixed everything, if MyTeam was an actual good game mode that I was interested in, and that wasn't completely pay to win, I was going to do a MyTeam series. I'm not going to lie, but there's just so many problems with that game mode, and so many things that I just don't like about it that completely ruin the experience for me. I've already talked briefly about this, but everything is so slow, from the menus to the sim engine to the gameplay. Now, the menus are so slow. This reminds me of 2K17. You remember seeing that Paul George loading screen the whole time? That was annoying. But the menus, there's just too many menus, and you have to work around all these menus, and every menu takes forever. And getting into a park game, Ronnie also lied about park games. He said that there was a way to get into park games faster, but I'm still finding myself not getting into park games just because, I don't know, people in the park are dumb. They go in the park not to play, but just to stand around, and I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I'm never going to understand that. But, you know, it's been 3 days of launch. I've played I've played about 20 games, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, some people are bad at park, and they say that, you know, they complain about lots of stuff like the skill gap. I like how they widen the skill gap. Like, I have no problem. Lots of people are saying that, oh, you're just complaining because you suck at MyPark. But I'm 17-3 right now because I'm a big man, and we're going to get into that right now. So, the gameplay needs to be sped up because it is so slow right now. And I don't know if that's just because everyone's speed is low because, you know, the way the upgrading speed works this year, but these are supposed to be the, like, if you want to be an actual player, like if you're trying to be that LeBron James, you're trying to be that Giannis, you're trying to be that Russell Westbrook, you need that speed. I feel like there's not enough of that speed. The gameplay's too slow and too grindy, and it's hard for those shooters right now. And, you know, another thing is, in MyPark, there's 3 positions. There's the point guard, some shooting guards, and centers. That's it. You can't be a power forward. You know, you still can be a stretch, but it's a little bit harder this year. And there's some small forwards. You just can't be small forwards. But anyways, point guards on the head. It's point guards and centers versus all. And the centers have been dominating. I've had many games where I've had 15 rebounds. I literally could average 15 rebounds. Like, that's how ridiculous it is. Last year, you wouldn't even get anyone with 15 rebounds, for one. And 2, you wouldn't get 2 players on the opposite team getting 10 plus rebounds. But that's because everyone's missing shots because of the badges. The badges, we're going to get into that right this instance. So the badges, I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm a fan of the badge system. I like the fact that you can upgrade what badges you want. I'm completely fine with that. And again, with this 2K, I feel like there's just a lot of good ideas, but the execution is just so bad because of the amount of developers it has and how underdeveloped all these ideas are. So the badges, I like the badge system, how you can upgrade your own badge, but grinding for those badges, everyone was complaining last year that it took too long to grind for badges, and the grind for badges was too difficult. So what did 2K do? They got in their little boardroom and they're like, let's make grinding for badges harder. That makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. It takes way too long to grind for badges. One badge, it took me 2.5 hours to grind for one defensive badge, and I'm a defensive center build. Like, that shouldn't be happening. If you do that, like, someone, I think you could get, like, for me, for instance, I could get 50 badges. So let's just say it takes me 3 hours to get that one badge. If I want to get all 50 of my badges, that's 3,000 hours. Okay, I don't think that's right. But it takes a lot of time to get these. Oh, I did the math wrong. My bad. So to get those badges, you know, 3 hours times 50, 150 hours. Some people have jobs. I have to go to school. Lots of other people have to go to school. No one has 2K. I mean, people do have 2K as their career, but these people, they have lives, and you can't just take 150 hours just so that you could grind and stuff. And people have talked about the quick draw badge. And I know it's a big problem, but I'm not personally a guard, so I can't really speak up on that. All I know is you should be able to create your own jump shot like previous years. It's just facts. No one has that quick draw badge yet. There's just so many badges that, you know, limit you from being what you want to be. And it takes way too long to grind for badges. And I wouldn't complain that much if the grind for badges wasn't so grueling. You have to play MyCareer, which lots of people have talked about MyCareer. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to talk about MyCareer because I have talked for a long time, and this is a very long video. But the grind for badges just isn't fun, and it's never really been fun, I don't think. I've only been playing Park since 2K17. But, you know, grinding for badges has always been linked through MyCareer. And if you go to the Park, you can't get badges on the Park at all. The only way you can is if there's like a times 10, you know, badge multiplier. But there isn't. It's just the regular, it takes forever to get badges on the Park. And in MyCareer, it's just not fun because it's the same thing. And there's so many bugs in MyCareer. The one game mode that they seem to focus on every single year that no one wants. And, you know, it's just sad that they put all of their time in the wrong places. Like, they could actually, you know, like, I want to make a new park. Like, I just want a new park, a new feel, a new vibe. I don't want the games to be connected. We've had the same park since 2K, you know, 19, and, you know, nothing's changed. Ronnie lied and said things were going to change. But do you know how many environments there are in MyCareer? There's, you know, when you're playing like in New York and Chicago and LA at the MyCareer, there's just so many different environments and set pieces in the MyCareer that, you know, I would rather just one big thing in the park. And lots of people in like the NHL community, like the EA Sports NHL community, they complain that they don't have a MyCareer storyline like 2K does. But honestly, I don't want the MyCareer storyline because it is so boring and no one cares. Are you trying to win an Oscar, 2K? It seems like 2K is trying to win an Oscar more than they're trying to actually make a quality basketball game for their consumers. Thank you all for listening to my enraging rant. There's just a lot I covered, and there's still a lot that I didn't cover. So if you want to see me cover some more stuff on this topic, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm just sick of it. I'm still gonna play it, but I was planning on making, you know, rebuild videos and a park series and, you know, a MyTeam series, but I just don't know if I'm gonna do that anymore because, you know, the demographic of my channel and just because of the game, how frustrated I am with it. I'm still gonna play park. You know, I'm not really going to touch my league because there's no point because I already played that all of last year. It's the same thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very long video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below on stuff that needs to be changed within 2K this year. Obviously, there's still a day one patch that's coming out, so we'll have to see what they do. But they're not going to fix the core things, I feel like, unless they do some major overhauling. But then you're completely changing your whole game, which you might as well wait for 2K21 because it doesn't really seem like they care about this game. But yeah, subscribe to join the Sports Source Nation, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.